First question is, what do you think the benefits are of buying music in a store like this, in opposed to maybe buying music online?
Well, I think it's kind of obvious. It's, you get to browse, which you don't really online.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot to be said about like the feeling of an actual vinyl. Having a look, opening up the gatefold.
Yeah.
There's a lot more info than you would get online.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind if you play through a stack of records. You'll find things that you'll never find online. I mean, obviously, if you buy records online, you get a little 20-second sound clip.
Yeah.
It doesn't really give you an idea of the whole record. You might play that record when you get it, and the 20 seconds of the sound clip were great, but then the 20 seconds after aren't very good.
Yeah.
But, and obviously you learn much more once you interact with human beings, i.e. me, which can be fun sometimes.
Do you visit other stores often, considering you work here? You browse around?
Yeah. I mean, I used to live in Brighton for very long, so I try and go down to Brighton as often as possible. There's a place there called Wax Factor, which is really good. Another place called One Records, which is on top of a clothes shop.
Yeah.
And Rounder Records, but that's more for new stuff.
Okay.
The best record shop for me in London is Alan's Records in East Finchley.
Okay.
I've probably been going there for 15 years since he had the shop before.
Yeah.
Met up with him yesterday. He's just got the most amazing records and gets the most amazing records in.
What do you think leads you to visit different stores, considering you work in a record shop? I mean, what is it about the other stores that appeals to you?
Stock. It's always different.
There's always different stuff.
Always different,
do you think most shops have a kind of specific theme that or not a theme, but like something they specialise in?
Not all of them, no, but the shops who do will advertise that.
Yeah.
They'll say, we're the best for 60s garage, or
yeah.
I try and go to shops that are more kind of broad in what they stock. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Does this shop have something specific? No.
We try and stay as cheap as possible. I think.
Cheap as
we
possible.
pride ourselves as being probably one of the, if not the cheapest record shop in London.
Okay, that's good to know.
The age range for our shop is, 16 to 90. Do you know what I mean? But we do specialise in soul, reggae, jazz, and like collectible second-hand records, and not so much new release. So.
Yeah. Do you think there's much of a community for record collectors in London? Do you know? I'm sure you know the record collectors from collecting.
Oh yeah,
yourself.
totally, yeah.
Do you reckon there's any kind of existing systems for keeping in contact? Is there anything such like forums or websites that people use?
Yeah, I mean, there's things like Soulstruck, which is an American forum. There was Waxidermy, but I think that's not running at the moment. Very Good Plus, which is quite specialised, but they're quite funny on there, and some of those guys come in here. Brownswood Recordings, Brownswood Forum, which is like Giles Peterson based.
Okay.
That's just around the corner, so that's quite local.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a community.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't just cater for the advanced record collector. We like to get young people in. Yeah, get people involved from any genre and any age, really.
Yeah. So what would you say that kind of differentiates? I mean, obviously this store has got a bit of more of an eclectic feel to it, perhaps. Is that
it's very kind of old school shop?
Yeah.
I mean, this is how record shopping used to be.
Yeah.
Whereas a shop like, I think Flashback is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Christina is like 21st century record
it's
shopping.
It's got quite a trendy sort of layout and aesthetic to it.
And it's in Dalston,
Yeah,
so,
well, yeah. It has
and you can tell by the records on the walls that they are directly aimed at kind of
specific
hipsters.
type. Yeah. So I was in Haggle Vinyl earlier, and that's like the very opposite end, isn't it? Like completely just everywhere, stuff everywhere. How do you categorise it in here? Is it literally just genre and time periods and stuff, or do you do like price wise? Do you?
Oh, we have a price section down back here. It was just like 50p's, £1 and £2. And downstairs is all dance music and more 50p records, like 12-inch singles, soundtracks and things like that, all for 50p, or free for £1.
Okay, cool.
So
I've not seen that anywhere else really.
It doesn't exist anymore.
No.
And then we have a 2p section as well, all 7 inches for 2p.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And not even that shit, to be honest.
If you were to visit another city, would you be looking for record shops there? Would you be interested in finding new shops in other cities and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we go away quite regularly. I've just got back from Belgium, so in Brussels we're in the flea markets every day.
Yeah.
And the local record shops. Although
you're buying stuff for here when you're doing that,
see, I buy stuff for myself. Don't tell my wife that. But generally, it's for me first and the shop second. But,
yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I'm always on the lookout, but the shops do tend to be quite expensive. so the flea markets and things are usually a bit better. So
Right. Okay. How would you find new record shops if you're going somewhere you've never been before, perhaps?
Just Google.
Yeah, just Google and research it like that.
I wouldn't go to like a specific forum.
No.
But I know they are, because you do end up on those when you're Googling record shops in different countries.
Sure.
So yeah, you kind of like in and out of those forums, but I'm not one of those.
Yeah.
do you know what? Years ago, when I was travelling around the UK looking for records, I'd go to the library, get the yellow pages for whatever area, photocopy the yellow pages. Now that's going back a bit, because now it's just Google or just general knowledge. I know people that travel around the world looking for records, so I tap them up for record shops, and usually if they're not secretive about it, they'll give up the information.
Yeah, sure.
So,
I guess that's a factor, isn't it? People not wanting to tell you the best spots to find the record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think if something like maybe a physical map or an app perhaps existed?
There is one.
There is.
There's a record store locator app.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. I should look this up.
It's I think at the moment it's US only.
Okay.
But they're developing it to make it UK,
For the UK.
friendly as well.
That's pretty much what I was hoping to do, but maybe
Well,
perhaps-
they're kind of well advanced in their process. I mean, it's already out in the States,
Okay.
so every record store in the US is on there.
All right.
And they've already been in touch with us to add us to the UK list.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought about approaching the local record shops and maybe getting a carrier bag with a map on, and maybe clubbing together on doing a leaflet.
Oh, carrier bag.
Because obviously tourists come here. We get French people come here all the time, American people, and I always send them to other shops, because if you were a stranger in a city, you'd want to go to all the other shops as well. So I do the same. But
So there's no aspect of kind of guarding your customers, to just keeping them to yourself. You know,
no, but I know for sure that certain other shops definitely they want to keep everyone to themselves.
Really?
Yeah,
Not saying any names, or
I can't do that, but they're close.
yeah, fair enough. If a map existed, you're saying you'd be willing to be featured on?
Oh,
on
totally,
something
yeah,
like
it'd be
that?
a great idea. Yeah,
'cause that's pretty much what I'm planning on
Right,
doing. Is hopefully
okay.
making
No, that's a good idea.
And would you be willing to stock a couple of copies? I mean, it'd be free to
Oh
hand
yeah,
out
yeah,
to
of
people.
course, yeah, without a doubt.